Hey, how's it going everyone? In this video, we have some big news on Jade Cargill, a TNA star, is potentially leaving the company soon, and a whole lot more. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more wrestling news. Brand new Monday Night Raw logo revealed. So just a few weeks ago, a potential logo for Raw on Netflix surfaced online, which received a ton of negative feedback from fans. However, now the official logo has been revealed. And even though the logo is not too different from the last one, it is a lot better than the one that came out just a few weeks ago. Is Triple H going to return to the ring? So after Triple H got involved in a physical altercation with Kevin Owens at Saturday night's main events, many fans speculated that perhaps Triple H could be planning to return to the ring. However, according to a new report from Dr. Chris Featherstone of Sportskeeda, those within WWE were shocked that the possibility of Triple H competing in a match against Kevin Owens was even considered by so many people, especially since he retired in 2022 due to health issues. And although it is not entirely impossible, Triple H has no plans to wrestle at any time. Big TNA star is potentially leaving soon. So after joining the company back in January, following his departure from WWE, according to Sean Rossap of Fightful Select, unless a new deal is reached, AJ Francis could leave TNA Impact Wrestling at the end of 2024 when his deal officially expires. However, it was said that both sides have enjoyed working together and an extension is very possible. Very sad news for Jade Cargill. So after she was removed from WWE television with a storyline injury, many fans have been wondering if Jade Cargill is off of television due to a real-life injury or perhaps for another reason. Well, according to Brian Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer, despite multiple contradicting reports about her status, WWE sources have insisted that Jade Cargill is in fact dealing with a very serious injury. So much so that her return to in-ring competition is still not known at this point in time. So now guys, I want to give you my thoughts and opinions on all of the stories that we discussed today. So for our first story guys, we did talk about the new Monday Night Raw logo being officially revealed. And in my opinion guys, I do think that this logo for Monday Night Raw is certainly a lot better than the one that did come out during the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul boxing match. They did have like a little promo and they did show a logo for Raw on Netflix, and it did look pretty bad in my opinion, and it did receive a bit of backlash online from many fans. So I do think that perhaps WWE was going to go with that logo. However, because it was seen by many people, they kind of got a WWE saw that a lot of people did not like that, so they reverted back to one that actually came out on a WWE action figure. I think a person online, they were at a store and they did take a picture of it was a WWE action figure, and on it, it did have the Raw logo. It said Raw on Netflix, and I assume that that logo was received a bit more, I guess, positive reaction from fans. So I do assume that they decided to go with this logo instead of the other one that they showed on the Netflix match between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. So I do think that ultimately this logo is a lot better fitting in my opinion. And yeah, I think that it is definitely an upgrade compared to the other one. Now, the other story that we talked about was on Triple H, and some people have been talking about Triple H perhaps returning to in-ring competition, because if you guys did miss Saturday night's main event, following the main event of that match between Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, after he lost, he got really mad, and then he brutally attacked Cody Rhodes with a pile driver, and then there was some like unseen footage that WWE did release, and it was basically a shoving match. Triple H actually got in a physical altercation with Kevin Owens, and they were pushing each other. And ever since that happened, many fans have been, talking about, is Triple H maybe considering returning to the ring after he retired from, wrestling back in 2022 due to some, I do believe it was some heart complications, and he hasn't done anything really, any physical until now, and people have been asking whether maybe Triple H is confident that he can step back in a ring without having any health issues. But according to Dr. Chris Featherstone of Sportskeeda, he is saying that that is actually not the case at all, and Triple H has no plans to return to the ring, and that's due to those health issues. However, it is not 100% impossible, but not really likely. The other story that we talked about was we did talk about a TNA star potentially leaving the company, and that is AJ Francis, formerly known as Top Dollar in WWE, and apparently his contract with TNA Impact Wrestling is going to expire at the end of this year, and I assume that an extension has not been reached between TNA Impact Wrestling and AJ Francis. However, the report did say that both parties have enjoyed working together, and there is no it is very possible that they do reach a deal for him so he could stay with the company. It is very possible. And in my opinion, guys, I do believe that ever since AJ Francis, his departure from WWE, I do think that he has done some pretty good things in TNA Impact Wrestling, and he also has had some other appearances on some other independent wrestling promotions, and overall I do think that he has done a lot more than what many fans believed he could do in WWE. And the belief was that he was very limited and that he could only, rap, and he couldn't really wrestle because of what they saw and the multiple botches that he had during his time on Friday Night SmackDown. But I do think that ever since he did leave WWE, he has had some pretty good performances, I would say, on TNA Impact Wrestling. So I wouldn't be too surprised if he ends up staying with the company when his deal expires, he signs a new one to stay with them. Now for our other story, we did talk about Jade Cargill and some pretty unfortunate news for her, because ever since she was written off of WWE television with a backstage attack that looked pretty brutal, because it did look like someone pushed her off onto a car windshield, and she did appear to be very bruised and hurt, injured, and ever since then many fans have been talking about it online, and some rumors saying that perhaps the reason why Jade Cargill has been off of WWE television is not necessarily for a real life injury, but because she may have some kind of heat in WWE, and that is a reason as to why she's been being kept off of, why she was pulled from the Elimination Chamber and replaced with Bayley and things like this. However, according to Brian Alvarez and of the Wrestling Observer, and also of Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful Select, they have been told by WWE sources that Jade Cargill is in fact injured, and she has been doing some outside projects while she's injured, but it is 100% for sure that she is injured with a quote serious injury. However, no one on the Wrestling Observer or Fightful Select have actually revealed what the exact nature of her injury is, because I'm pretty sure WWE is being very tight-lipped on her injury status, and still at this point in time it remains unclear when Jade Cargill will be returning to in-ring competition. And the belief is that I did see a report just a couple of weeks ago saying that Jade Cargill could end up missing WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, which is in April, which is a couple of months. So it does appear like Jade Cargill's injury is legitimate and serious enough that she could be out of action for several more months to come. So we wish her all the best in her injury, and hopefully she ends up returning to in-ring competition a lot sooner than later. So with that being said, guys, that is all of the news that we have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.